Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm really excited to be sharing with you a full face of first impressions using Merit Beauty. This is a relatively new brand to the market and they are coming to Sephora in the US and in Canada, and they graciously sent me the full range of products. So I have one product in each category. So I have the full face of Merit Beauty to test out today. Although I am trying to be much more, well, I've always been very critical about what I get for PR. When they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to test out a full face of their products, I was like, of course, because this is a new brand, like I said, and their vibe is very minimal. It's very simple makeup, very enhancing, but not dramatic. And we know I love a good bold eyeshadow look. We know that, but the rest of my face lately, I've just been really preferring everything to look very pared down, very minimal. Honestly, like just seeing this alone, this beautiful makeup bag that your first purchase from their website comes in, this gorgeous corduroy mustard delicious bag that doesn't have any hardware, it's just a tie-up. Like as soon as I saw this, I was like, yep, I'm sold. I'm in love. But I have 7 products here, so actually 6 products and a makeup brush here that I'm going to test out today. Of course, you know, I'm really excited. I am just gonna be honest with you. I am so thrilled about this opportunity and I cannot wait to jump into these products, but I am not going to let that sway the way that I feel about the products. I'm gonna be completely honest with you about how I interact with them and how I feel about them. And I am just so beyond excited. So why don't we just hop on into a full face of Merit First Impressions. So I'm gonna start out the look with this product right here. This is called the Minimalist. This is their foundation concealer kind of hybrid. This is their one and only base product. This is just like the complexion perfector kind of product. It's to technically, I think it's supposed to enhance your skin, not like cover up your skin per se. And this comes in 20 shades, which is, you know, a decent range. I think it could possibly be better, but I'll have to see what the actual product looks like on the skin. If it's very sheer, then 20 shades does seem sufficient, and it is a very well balanced shade range. The shade that I picked out is the shade Creme, which I believe was described as a light peach, and this peachy kind of tone I think will actually brighten up under my eyes. As you can see, I have quite a bit of darkness under my eyes, and I think that this may be good for just like a brightening kind of concealer kind of product for me. So let's test it out. Let's see what this is all about. So this is beautiful. It comes in this stick format, but it looks more like a pen or something along those lines, and it looks so luxe. The shade doesn't look too off actually. Even though it is labeled as peach, it still is that gorgeous kind of like warm tone that I go for. It might be a touch too dark, but we're gonna test this out alongside the only brush that the brand has. Let me find it in here. This brush is super, super soft, and it has like this angled side so that I think you can like kind of fit it maybe like around the nose and under the eyes. And this is recommended to use alongside the foundation. It also says that you can use the foundation with your finger. So I am going to just test it out kind of with both. So as you can see, I do have some acne on my face right now. I seem to be struggling with some breakouts happening towards the center of my face here for whatever reason. And I do have some darkness around my eyes as well. So I'm just gonna kind of draw this all over. My left-hand side is looking not so great right now. I'm just gonna draw this kind of all over. I don't love stick products for this very reason. Like I have some active acne right now. I don't really wanna be drawing it onto the skin. But yeah, let's see. I'm just going in kind of lightly, like I'm not putting down a ton of product, but I'm trying to keep it as a very thin layer across my face. And just looking at it right now, I do think this actually is gonna be a pretty good match for me. So I have quite a bit of redness, I have that acne. Let's see what it looks like on this half of my face. I'm just gonna use the brush. And it seems to be blending in pretty quickly. Yeah, it's pretty effortless actually, that blend. I'm going to leave it to sit a little bit around my eyes for just a moment longer. I want to maybe have a little bit more coverage there, so I think if I can let it sit, that may help. I'm not sure though. So that blended really, really easily actually. And that shade is actually so perfect. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do under the eyes. I am more weary about here. I'm just gonna take it up onto my lid as well. I think what I'm gonna do with my under eyes, just to amp up the coverage because they don't have an actual concealer product, so I'm just gonna draw a little bit more on the under eyes, a little bit more full. And then I'm gonna just use my ring finger to kind of blend that out. And I just want to compare the two sides just so we can really see, like, does it look like skin? I may have put too much product down. It doesn't seem like it's blending in as well as I'd probably like, so I'm just gonna go in with the brush again and just kind of buff all over that area. I just wanted to turn down the exposure and come a little bit closer just to show you the difference between the two sides. So all that redness and darkness around my eyes, you can see it definitely brightened that up. And it does definitely leave a little bit of my actual skin showing through. So that big angry spot right there that's red, those are all kind of coming through. There is definitely a lot of my natural texture. Of course, like, this doesn't make my skin look smoothed over. But you can see it definitely does look more perfected, more even, and it does look nice and still like real skin. Yeah, I do have normal skin. I used to have very oily skin and now I have very normal skin, if sometimes a little bit dry, but I did my normal skincare routine that I do every single day, and my skin tends to just stay nice and balanced with the products that I use every single morning. So yeah, I think this looks really good. It looks very natural. It doesn't look cakey or dry or heavy in any spots. I may have gone a little bit heavy on the under eyes, but after blending it out alongside the brush, I do think that it looks really good. So I'm gonna go and do the other half of my face as well off camera. So here it is applied on the full face. As you can see, it has definitely minimized all of that redness and that darkness underneath my eyes. It's made everything look so much more even without looking completely blanked out or completely uniform. There still is that bounce where the light, when it hits my skin, I do have a little bit of glow. You know, my texture and my acne, my actual like active acne, is still showing through a little bit, but it looks much more uniform and perfected on the skin, and that's really been the vibe that I've been going for lately. So I am super thoroughly enjoying this so far. It does feel like a little bit oily. However, I wouldn't say that it feels like heavy or anything like that, and I am looking forward to seeing kind of how it sets down over the course of doing the rest of my makeup. So while this does have that little bit of slip to it as well, I do want to go in with a cheek product. They only have one cheek product, but this does come in 5 different shades, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, 5 shades. So this is called the Flush Balm. This is the shade Terracotta, the one that I have. And this is so cute. Just look at this little packaging. This is so cute. I love that it doesn't come with an excessive amount of product, although I will admit the price point of these are a little bit steeper than possibly I would be gravitated towards or like interested in, especially when it comes to a new brand. But I love that it's not like overly packaged, and it's not like overly full of product either, because as a panner, I know it's going to take forever to work my way through product, but I also feel like it could get very wasteful if I was to purchase like a large stick of a cream blush and potentially not use it all up. This is so stunning. This is like a warm brown kind of shade, and I thought that this would be perfect for just my own personal taste, because I like a blush that also offers some color to the face but shape to the face, and I tend to prefer things that look more bronzy as opposed to like a flush of color. So this shade just looks so up my alley. I'm just going to apply this, I guess I'm just going to apply it like this. I don't know. I actually don't really know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to apply it with the applicator, and wow, it's way more sheer than I was anticipating. So I'm kind of building it up a little bit. You can see it kind of lifted off quite a bit of the foundation. And I'm just going to take a little bit onto this brush just to take it off of the actual product, because that was a little gross. And I'm just going to blend it in using this brush. It definitely has lifted up the foundation as you saw on the actual product, but it's meshing into it very well as well. This is very, very sheer. Actually, when I was looking at this packaging, I was expecting this to be much more rich and pigmented, but I do remember seeing on the site that it said it was like more suited to light and medium skin tones. So I just took a little bit more of my finger and I'm gonna try to like place it on top instead. This is very dewy. The dewy. I like that. So it blends like into the foundation almost seamlessly in this way that you can't differentiate what is the blush and what is the foundation. And I do appreciate that, but I do wish this had a little bit more pigmentation because this doesn't seem to be a product that's buildable or just color on my skin at the moment. But I can even imagine like when I have more of a tan, this is something that isn't going to be super apparent on the skin. I do think this is going to work really well for people of like my complexion or maybe a little bit lighter, but I think if you are more on the light to medium spectrum or medium or deep, this is not going to work for you. So this is definitely something I would be kind of curious to see other people review other shades and see how much more pigmented they are, but this is very, very minimal. It is very beautiful, but it is very, very minimal. This is the Day Glow. This is their highlighting balm. I personally chose the shade Rose Gold, although there are two shades. One is more of like a light gold, and this one is more of a pinky kind of gold. And that's just because I don't have any cream highlighters that are in this style of, or this type of tone rather. And I do think that this is probably better suited to those with a deeper skin than mine. But I want to see kind of how this works. It does look like it was kind of sweating and it's not hot here, but perhaps it's just because it went from being super, super cold. It was like -20 yesterday when this got delivered to coming inside to like now +20 inside. So it is sweating a little bit, but it does look like a really pretty color. So I just swatched it on the back of my hand and I don't think you can even really see it. You can just see a little bit of the bounce from it, a little bit of the way that it reflects the light. It is very, very dewy though. So I don't think I want to draw this right on the face. I made that mistake with the blush because I was just so excited. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my ring finger again. I think like the whole vibe of this brand is you can really just use your fingers. I'm just going to use my ring finger and I'm going to dab this over the tops of my cheekbones and into the blush as well. So I don't feel like I can see that this is rose gold. So I suppose this could work for literally anyone. It's just a matter of if you want something that has more of that very, very minor cool tone, pinky kind of undertone, or if you want something that's more of a golden undertone, then I would suggest going for the other shade. But yeah, it's not apparently pink on my skin, but it blended in so well, and look at that. Look at the way that it reflects the light. That is so pretty. That is super, super pretty. It is quite glossy though, and I'm curious to see how it kind of settles down on my skin, or if it does, because this could be a situation where if I'm outside in the summer and the wind picks up, this will just grab onto all my hairs. So I'm curious to see if it kind of settles down a little bit, but I'm not going to apply any more on the top of my cheekbones. That was a very small amount, but I think I'm just going to apply a little bit to my nose. And then I want to apply a little bit kind of just on my brow bones as well. And this is just so easy to apply because it takes no effort to blend it in because it's so creamy. It's so balmy. It just blended into like what virtually looks like nothing, but you can still see it there for sure. Next up, I'm gonna try out the brow product. This is the Brow 1980. This is a volumizing pomade, but this is like on a wand. So it's kind of like a brow gel. And I chose the shade Blonde because they only had 3 shades in this, and I didn't know if the next shade up would work for me with my coloring. I know my hair is kind of like a medium brown sort of shade now, but I just felt like it might be a little bit too rich for my personal preference. I like a brow that looks relatively undone, so I thought this blonde shade would be nice, but I have no idea. I've not opened it up yet. This packaging is so luxe. I love this golden packaging. the embossing. Every product has this gorgeous embossing of their logo on here. It is beautiful. So let's test it out. Let's just go for it. So, oh, that's not the way I was expecting it. So this is where the product is, and this is the wand. I was honestly expecting it to be the opposite. And so all of this packaging is for this tiny amount of product. That was not at all what I was expecting. But as you can see here, it is a nice small wand. I think that is perfect for building that precision at the brow. And this blonde shade doesn't look too fair. This is the lightest color, however. Let me check. I think they may offer a clear. No, they don't even offer a clear. So this is the lightest shade, but I do think it could work for a lot of people. I mean, just based on looking at the actual applicator, but let's just give it a go. This is my better brow, so we're gonna start with this one. This is always the brow I prefer. I don't like to touch down right at the front of my brow with any product, but I like to just kind of start here at like where I have the most bulk of brow hairs, because if I'm applying the product down first, that's kind of where I want the most concentration of product. And already it does look really nice. This shade is actually really good for me too. But I'm just going to keep running it through my brow all the way to the tail. I'm not going to add any additional product. Just want to apply the most here at that front part and then work my way through the rest of my brow. I think I want to kind of touch down onto the skin a little bit with the applicator just to kind of see if I can build a little bit more definition like that, and it definitely does. Wow, this is really pretty. And I'm just going to kind of flick up my brow hairs. And then finally, I'm going to bring it to the front of the brow now that there's like barely any product on here. I find that that way it just doesn't look like blocky or super apparent on me. This is my better brow, so comparing this brow to the other brow is probably not really fair, because this one is just not good. It's a struggle. It does make my actual brow hairs look much more piecey, and I mean that in a really good way because I like that very feathery kind of look. So this is really nice on my first impression. We're gonna try through my not so great brow. Hey, that makes that brow look pretty freaking good actually. I quite like that. I think that that looks really, really polished. But again, not dramatic, not over the top at all. That's the whole vibe of this brand, of course, as I've said many times, but wow, that really made my brow look really good. Really, really nice. Okay, before I do the mascara or the lips, I am just gonna toss a little bit of eyeshadow on because you know me, I have to have a little bit of eyeshadow on, so I'll be right back. I have been loving reaching into this singles palette lately. This is in my Shop My Stash right now, and honestly, I've been loving using these, so I just did a very simple neutral look using 3 of these shadows, and I wanted to keep it, you know, relatively light, although still in line with my personal style, because I really want to show off what this mascara can do, so I didn't want anything too deep or too dark or, you know, even too vibrant to kind of be the backdrop to this. So this is the Clean Lash Lengthening Mascara. I personally really like something that's more volumizing and lengthening, so we shall see how this looks. I have no idea what this wand even looks like, but this only comes in the one shade black, which is pretty standard. This is really pretty packaging, very, very simple, minimalist packaging. I have been absolutely head over heels for every single product's packaging, but this is just so luxe looking while being very simple. And this is in the shade, like I said, Perfect Black. Let's take a look at what this wand looks like. I do struggle with a lot of wands, so I'm very curious. Oh, okay. It's a very simple, very standard kind of wand, actually. This does look like it will offer some separation and possibly some volume too. So I am going to just test this out. I need to get the mirror super close to me, but I don't like watching people put mascara on. It kind of gives me the creeps, but I do think that it's important for our first impressions to really see what this looks like. Let's just go. Oh, it's not putting down very much product. In fact, it seems pretty dry and very, very sparse. So I'm gonna kind of dip back into the product again and really try to build it. I'm kind of wiggling it at the root and then pulling it through the lashes with the hopes that I can apply more product by sort of wiggling. But yeah, not much is happening. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some definition there, a little bit of application of product, but much less than I would expect for a brand new tube of mascara. Oh, I accidentally got a little bit on my lid. That has nothing to do with the wand itself. That's just me. I'm always a mess. So what I think I'm gonna do is move on to the other eye and let that dry down and see if I can build it up a little bit. Okay, we're going in with the second coat now. Okay, I can get a little bit more definition with that second coat, but it is very, very minimal. And that's not to say that this is a bad mascara. That's just not my preference. I do like something that gives me a little bit more drama. I have very small hooded eyes. I need my lashes to like kind of stand out and open up my eyes. So this is not quite cutting it for me right now, my preferences, but I'm gonna keep trying to build it. I don't want to have to, you know, mess with a mascara for a long time, but we'll see. We'll see. So I just built it up quite a lot. I think it was probably about 3 coats on my top lashes. I haven't put anything on the lower lashes yet just because it is drying still. And it does look good. It's just not like a in-your-face kind of mascara, which is just what I tend to go for. So I seem to not love this. Like, I will admit I don't love it, but with a like minimal makeup look, this does really work for sure. And I like that it's kind of more of a dry formula, because if I get a wet formula mascara, it tends to be a bit of a mess for me. I get it all over the hoods of my eyes. I get it all around my eyes as opposed to actually on my lashes themselves. So I do give it credit for being a dry formula. So if you like a dry formula and like a minimal lash look, but still defined in black, this could definitely work for you. It just isn't offering me exactly what I want, but I am excited to try it on the lower lashes. I think it's gonna look absolutely beautiful on the lower lashes, and I tend to like to be extra and use a lower lash mascara and a different mascara for the top lashes. So I think it's gonna work the best for me in that sort of application. But while it dries up there, I want to just go in with the last product from the line. So this is the shade Slick. This is a tinted lip oil. I chose the shade Marrakesh, so pretty. There are, I believe, 4 different shades in this formula. Yes, there are 4 different shades, and they are all just like neutral kind of tones. This shade Marrakesh, online it looked more terracotta red, but in person it definitely is a like muted coral kind of color without being like a vibrant coral. You know what I mean? Like, it still has much more of a red base versus like a pink orange base, but I would say this is kind of corally. It looks so stunning, and this packaging is super cute. So let's give it a try. And I love opening a new like lip gloss or lip oil, because it's just so satisfying to see that like completely clean applicator there. But in any case, it's just a small little doe foot, which I think is going to work really well. Just easy, and that's a beautiful color. This is really comfortable. I did have a little bit of lip balm left on from when I did my skincare, but nothing that would really interact with this product. It definitely feels like a true lip oil in terms of it actually being like an oily kind of product. Yeah, it is stunning though. Feels very comfortable. It does not have a scent at all, or really a taste. I mean, I don't really want to be eating it, but it doesn't seem to have like a taste at all. It's very, very beautiful though. I cannot believe how pigmented this is. I was not anticipating any sort of like real color payoff from this, given the way that the rest of the products kind of perform. But yeah, it is really pigmented and very, very beautiful. And I think it pairs very well with that eye and cheek look. Sorry, the lighting's a little bit all over the place, but it was sunny for like a brief moment earlier and then decided to get overcast again. So my apologies, but I'm really excited to try this out on the lower lashes. So let's just hop into the mascara and try this out on the lower lashes. I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of use it on its side, because this wand is you know, the size of my eyeball, and I'm a little concerned that that's not going to work out for me. So I'm just going to kind of run it between my lower lashes and on, of course, amongst my lower lashes, shall we say. Yeah, much more suited to the lower lashes in my opinion. Just with my own personal preference, I like my lower lashes to not be lengthened, but to be volumized, and this seems to be doing exactly what I like on my lower lashes. But, I think I'm gonna just put a little bit more on the top lashes too, since we're here. And just to wrap things up, I do want to say a huge thank you to Merit Beauty for sending these products to me, and I do just want to reiterate that they were sent to me to test out, and for that I'm extremely appreciative. These are products and a brand that I was very curious about, and perhaps when I was off my no-buy, I probably would have picked up a handful of these products to test out for myself, so I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. I'm looking forward to continuing to put them to the test, try them out with other products and formulations from my own collection as well. And there will be some affiliate links down in the description box. If you choose to purchase through the affiliate link, I may receive a small commission for that purchase, and I definitely do appreciate you taking the time to watch this, to shop through those links, although do not ever feel any sort of pressure. I don't think that you do for me, but don't feel any sort of pressure to shop through those links. I just wanted to let you know that they may be. As a whole, I do really like the way that this look turned out and how it came together, and I really hope that you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on all of these products and my first impressions. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.